Hello, hello, and welcome once again to another day, another dolly. Today we will be taking a look at Marvel Legends series by Hasbro, the Fantastic Four First Steps Invisible Woman, aka Sue Storm figure. Now, her suggested retail price is, I believe, $24.99. That's what I paid on Big Bad Toy Store for her. However, she has been selling out rather quickly, so I don't know how many of you are going to be able to get her for that price, but I wouldn't suggest overpaying for her because, I mean, I assume more are going to come back in stock. This is a relatively new figure. Now, at that $24.99 price point, your girl is broke, so I can't afford to get the entire series. That would be dropping over $100 for all of them because we have Johnny Storm with his flame on and off. We have Mr. Fantastic. We have Ben, aka The Thing. I couldn't, but I had to go for my favorite. Sue has a spot near and dear to my heart. Maybe just growing up as a kid and seeing women characters that weren't helpless, that could be strong as role models, really resonated with me. So on the back we have this art of her. I think it's supposed to be very closely resembling the actress. In fact, it might even be a photo that was touched up. I can't be 100% sure. Just a generic sort of side paneling saying Invisible Woman, again with the same picture. Here is a bigger side picture of the same photo. I do like the white box for it though. It's a nice change, nice little window display. It looks like she comes with an alternate set of hands and a shield effect piece. Oh, that's nice. Let's drop her. So I'm going to pause the recording and let's get her out of the box. And as you can see, wow, what a figure with this incredible translucent effect piece. Sorry, I know I'm getting her kind of close to the camera. Okay, no. I know that joke's been made a million times. Sorry. But no, here she is. And I have to say, I haven't seen the movie, but I really like how her face is done. Doesn't, like, it is a bit pixely, but not overwhelmingly so. I like the sculpt of her hair. It feels nice and flowy. Now, it seems like it's definitely going to prevent her head from going back at all. So, no looking up to the sky for Sue. But she does look rather pretty. I do like the texture that the uniform has. It has sort of the illusion of a knit texture for the top and moving down to a smoother texture. But again, there's very much the illusion of texture in this sculpt, and I appreciate that it's making it look like textured fabric. It's very cool. Paint apps seem to be pretty clean. Not noticing a lot of craziness. So she comes with the hands that are on her in the package, which is one outstretched hand with a spot for her effect piece, one just sort of neutral hand with a bracelet, I guess. Again, I haven't seen the movie. Sorry. She also comes with these two see if I can, whoop, can we get them to focus? These two fist hands. Slash gripping for one of them, I guess. One of them has a slight opening. And her effect piece, which is this clear shield with, where it looks like bullets have hit the shield and deflected. Very nice. Now, let's see. Let's look at her articulation. So head, oh, I moved her whole waist. The head is very stiff out of the box. It can turn a bit to the left and right, not at all up, a little bit down, but she does not have much range with that hair, like, so that's fun. She does have, her shoulder goes out to the side that much. She has a nice double jointed elbow. She has the, of course, bicep swivel, hinge at the wrist. Looks pretty good. I think it's gonna do what you need it to do. The joint does feel fairly stiff, but as I'm working with it, it seems like it's doing all right, so that should be fine. Similar on the other side. I notice for this hand that's supposed to hold the effect piece, there doesn't seem to actually be a proper hinge in there. It's just sort of pegged in. So I guess that's in exchange for the fact it can do this, which, don't get me wrong, looks cool, but it's just kind of sad that her hand is stuck just constantly sort of doing that, because if anyone misplaces the effect piece, that's just going to look kind of odd. She does have that upper torso articulation there. Doesn't really move forward that much, but she gets an okay amount back. Leg gets the upper thigh swivel. We have, oh, I noticed the plastic looks a little weird on her knee now. But she does have that double jointed knee, so that's good for posability. She has a decent ankle there. Not too bad on the ankle rocker. No toe joint, which I don't always like the way toe joints look, so I'm not complaining. Can she sit? Can she? Sort of, kind of. It does not like having her legs just out in front of her because of the sculpt. That's about as close together as they're getting. So that's interesting. She can't really sit very well. I guess maybe if I turn her knees in towards each other, she can sort of. It looks very awkward though. So I guess you're just going to want to display her standing most of the time anyway. But yeah, mine has a weird thing on that knee now, I notice. Don't know what's that's about, but otherwise, I think she looks pretty good. So yeah, definitely articulation isn't great, but she looks good for the sculpt overall. Think they could have worked a little more on that articulation, but it's not horrible, I guess. I don't know. If you get her at her price point that she's supposed to be, probably not the worst thing, but it could be better. And just for comparison, let's put her up with the X-Men 97 Rogue. Whoop. They do seem to be on a similar scale. And of course, X-Men 97 Rogue does not have the double jointed elbows that Sue has, so that's 1 point for Sue. But I think I might be prepared to eat my words. Yeah. Rogue can sit much better. So I don't know what they did to Sue. Because, like, Rogue can sit and actually look like she's sitting and not in the midst of childbirth or something. I don't know. The gap that forms when Sue tries to sit looks a bit like she's just uncomfortably arching. But, I mean, the price of figures is going up. She does look nice. She's going to look good on a shelf. There's definitely flaws, but she's a pretty figure. Honestly, I like her. I'm just a bit disappointed in some of the articulation. My favorite thing, probably, it would either be the face or the hair sculpt, because I really like the look of the hair sculpt. Not so much how it interferes with the articulation, but it looks nice. So yeah, if you're a fan of Fantastic Four, definitely pick her up. She's a pretty Sue figure and an accurate, semi-accurate representation from the new film. And if you don't really care about Fantastic Four, skip her. There are definitely figures that have better articulation out there, and scalpers are going to be all over this one. This has been another day, another dolly. Bye.